Hi, I'm Lamarr Townsend, the Zodiac Wizard. In this video, I'm going to explain to you what to do if a Scorpio man or a Scorpio woman is ignoring you or cuts you off. However, first I need you to hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel. Hit that bell next to the subscribe button so that you get a notification whenever I go live, whether you're subscribed or not. And also make sure you like this video. I am an astrologer as well as a psychic tarot reader, so if you would like your own personal astrology birth chart reading from me or a psychic tarot reading from me, then make sure you check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com, for that information. And also, while you're at it, like me on Facebook, Lamarr Townsend Tarot on Facebook, and at Lamarr Townsend on Instagram. So, what to do if a Scorpio cuts you off? Now, Scorpio, it takes a lot for a Scorpio to cut someone off. A Scorpio is willing to fight until the end, all right? They're willing to always try to get the last word in. They're always willing to stir up the pot a bit. Scorpios can be those types of people who like a little bit of drama, okay? But they don't always like drama. So when you push a Scorpio to the limit of them cutting you off or ignoring you, that's a sign. Typically, it's a sign that you kind of need to back off and cool off because they're getting to a point now where it's going to start becoming toxic if you continue to overstep their boundaries or maybe continue to push them, to do something or to, create something that they're just not willing to go there with you right at that moment. So the first thing you want to do is you want to back off and allow the situation to cool off. You have to remember that Scorpio is a water sign, so of course they're watery, and you don't typically associate fire with water, but Scorpio is also ruled by Mars, and Mars is very fiery, very hot-headed energy, okay? So Scorpio is the type of person as to where they're backed into a wall, they can say something or do something that you end up regretting. So the first thing you absolutely want to do is back off, let the situation and the Scorpio cool off. Second, you want to be honest with yourself, okay? What caused you to be cut off, or what caused the Scorpio to start ignoring you? Did you push the Scorpio, did you back that Scorpio into a corner? Did you overstep their boundaries? Did you continue to kind of push certain buttons? Look at what you did and then try to make sure you don't do it again, all right? Because a Scorpio is only going to give you a certain amount of chances as well, all right? So keep that in mind too. Before they either A, cut you off for good, or B, they, really start attacking back, all right? And when I say attacking, I of course don't mean violently. I just mean, they're going to start getting back at you. And that's when, once again, a situation can become toxic with the Scorpio. And once that situation reaches, a point of toxicity with a Scorpio, it's hard to come back from that. And I say toxicity because we have to keep in mind, it's a scorpion, you guys. If a scorpion stings you with their venom, that is toxicity. That is going to get into your bloodstream, and if you're not going to, get somewhere soon enough to get that treated, you could possibly die. And that's exactly how a Scorpio's toxicity can be in arguments and conflicts. So you just want to make sure that you give that Scorpio enough time to cool off and, have their own moment of introspection, so they don't, just kind of all of a sudden sting you for no reason, or AKA say something, do something they end up regretting or you end up regretting. I'm a Venus in Scorpio, so I know what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't know, Venus rules relationships, it rules friendships, it rules money, and all those types of things. So that's a different video. One thing as well is that Scorpios can be very obsessive. So you can go the obsessive route, but the obsessive route can work for you or against you. One thing it could work for you is that it's going to show the Scorpio that you really, really want to rectify the situation, depending on how you take the obsessive route, what angle you go at, what angle you approach that at. But it may show the Scorpio that you really want to try, you really want to make it work, you really want to apologize. When you become obsessive. When I say obsessive, I mean sending double texts. Texting the Scorpio every day, apologizing, trying to get their attention. you just have to kind of judge your situation. You have to be someone who's very discerning, I would say, to take this route, because this is a very kind of tricky, fine line route sometimes, depending on the circumstance. Like I said, you don't want to overstep a Scorpio's boundaries, but sometimes, depending on how attached that Scorpio is to you and vice versa, the obsessive route can actually work for you. It just, sometimes, you may have to give it that cool off period and then go in, and don't be too obsessive. Like, have, balance and some sense of, tact with your obsessiveness, but Scorpio sometimes does appreciate going the extra mile, I guess is what I'll say, when it comes to trying to get back in their good graces, trying to reconnect with them after being ignored or being cut off. But you just have to know your own circumstances. If you, God forbid, cheated on them or stole something from them or something like that, well, that is a situation that you're going to have to judge. Maybe the obsessive route wouldn't work too well for you. It may get you a restraining order. You have to judge your situation according to your situation and just not be too obsessive. Maybe a double text here and there, and just being persistent. Persistence is key sometimes with Scorpios as well. And being confident as well, like I said, owning up to your part in the situation, having accountability, but also showing and proving that you're going to, try to make it work, that you're going to fix your part, and you just need that Scorpio to show up and be willing to fix their part as well. The other, choice you have is to allow that Scorpio to come to you in their own timing, all right? And that, a lot of times, is the best decision. And it may be that by the time the Scorpio comes around, you're not as interested, or, the energy's different. It's not as, passionate, or it's not as fiery as it once was. Sometimes relationships with Scorpios thrive off that passion, that kind of drama. And then when that drama dies down, it's like, the relationship dies with it, so... But sometimes you just have to let that Scorpio come on their own timing. Scorpios are people who don't like to be pushed. They don't like to be rushed. They don't like to be pushed to do something they're not ready to do or that they don't want to do. So, like I said, you have to allow Scorpio to come in their own timing. And it may be that they decide to never come back. And you have to be okay with that. As hard or as difficult as that may be. Or it just may be that it takes them a while to come back, But... I think the biggest thing with this is, just respecting their boundaries. Even if it takes a year for them to come back, respect their boundaries, and in the meantime, I think. And this also goes not just for Scorpio Sun or, Moon, but also Scorpio Rising, Scorpio Venus, like me. If you have your Scorpio, Venus and Scorpio especially. I have a lot of videos on Venus and Scorpio, by the way. Scorpio Lilith, Scorpio North Node or South Node, all of these placements are so important. And, these will also show up, in your own personality as well, most likely. So what are some reasons a Scorpio would cut you off? Well, one is you've overstepped their boundaries in some way. Another is maybe you've betrayed them. They're big on loyalty, so maybe you've been disloyal in some way or something like that. So there are a myriad of reasons why a Scorpio cuts you off, but I will say 6 times out of 10, depending on the situation, the Scorpio will give you a warning as to why they cut you off before they actually cut you off. So in that way, Scorpios can kind of be people who like to bluff a bit at first, and then when you think they're playing or when you least expect it, that's when they actually go forth and cut you off or start ignoring you. But they typically give a warning of some sort. Literally, like the scorpion, before it attacks, will give you a warning. It'll lift up its tail or something like that. It give you that kind of warning, like, okay, you're pushing my buttons, I'm about to do some damage, so... And I also want to say Scorpio cutting you off and ignoring you can actually be a blessing in disguise, because the worst thing you want to happen is to have them do damage, because the Scorpio's damage can be deadly, like the scorpion itself. So this has been how or what to do when a Scorpio ignores you or cuts you off. Let me know, Scorpios and non-Scorpios, what you think in the comments below. What Scorpios do you need to happen when you cut someone off or when you start ignoring someone? And then non-Scorpios, what have you found to be some effective decisions or choices to make when you know you're cut off by a Scorpio or ignored by a Scorpio. Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that bell next to that subscribe button so that you get notification whenever I go live. And if you would like your own personal, private, confidential psychic tarot reading for me or an astrology birth chart reading for me, I am available on my website. LamarrTownsendTarot.com is where you can purchase a reading from me. Until the next video, love and light. I'm sure the next video will be somewhere over there in the recommended section, so check it out. Alright, see ya.